Hey folks, welcome back. We're having a little snow squall here today. Been a mild winter and I'm stuck between seasons here. I'm pretty bored. So been a while since you heard from me. So I figured I'd fill you in on what's going on between work and a couple other projects around the house here. I've been keeping busy, but time for something else. So behind me is well, I call it Amy's Jeep, but it's our Jeep, and just a third vehicle. It's a toy. We drag it around behind the motorhome. We use it for the beach and fishing and some hunting excursions. It's nothing fancy. In fact, I don't like fancy because I just assume if I want to drive down that road and scratch the paint, that's what I'm going to do. So I don't need fancy. I need functional. So that's a 2004 Wrangler Unlimited. They only made those from 2004 to 2006, so 3 years, 4, 5, and 6. It's the prior version of the Unlimited before they made the 4-door, so it's a little, as you can see there, it's a little longer between the rear axle and the door, and it's a little longer in the tail section there, so gives you more foot room and storage there in the back. But so I won't say they're valuable, but they're around. There's just not that many of them, and they're sought after for Jeep people. So like all Jeeps of that generation that spent its life in the salt belt here, the frames starting to get pretty bad. So the next project is we're gonna rebuild the frame on the old Jeep. Again, I don't need fancy, I just need function. So we're gonna dig into it. We're gonna make it safe again, and we're gonna do brakes and good winter project in the barn there to get this thing up and back to being safe and reliable for next season when the spring comes. So we'll follow along with that. It's not it's a good project, but not hard, just time consuming. I got a bunch of parts on order there to put in it, so we'll follow along with this project for a little something different. I got the word yesterday from neighbor Jeff up to camp. They're closing in on about 6 inches of good ice now. So as soon as the work schedule allows, we're going to head up there for a couple weeks. Boys will be going in and out between their work schedule and whatnot. So we'll have ice fishing videos here shortly, but that's still a couple weeks away. So good to get back on and share a little bit of life with everyone, and we'll keep you updated as this project goes along. Welcome back. As you can see, we've moved up here in the barn. We got jacked up. I got the wheels off this side, and we're going to start digging into this job today. We got some new sneakers for it over there. These are the replacement parts. These came from Pocono Machine, I believe it is, in Pennsylvania. Pre-made repair panels for the center and the trailing arm section. Light's kind of in the way there, but so we're going to basically replace from this here all the way down to just behind the front wheel. The frame up here is not bad. So basically we're going to go from behind here, in this area. We're going to cut the bottom of this rotted out frame. I'll take some pictures of it when I'm underneath there. We're going to cut that out, clean it up. I got to get the skid plate off and all that, support the transfer case. And we're going to cut the bottom of that out, get it fitted up in there, clean out the rust, and get some rust inhibitor in there, and that's how the project's going to start anyway. And I got the same thing. The other side's not as bad, but we're going to do that at the same time so I don't deal with the same thing in a year and a half. We're going to put brakes on it and calipers. I've got these, when I first got it, I put these budget boost, whatever you want to call it. This is a low budget lift kit, and I think these springs with 150,000 miles on them are a little sagged out as well. So we're going to get rid of all this junk, and I got a new set of springs to put in there. Nothing crazy, a couple inches of lift just to clear the tires, but that's where we are. I'll keep you updated as we progress. Hope everybody's having a great Saturday, and we'll keep you filled in. We're getting there. There's some rust growing in there. Cutting pieces off as we go here. And we'll get it cleaned up. Hey there. We're making progress here. Let's see, we're a couple days into this job, but I had a lot of help over the weekend, so we knocked the worst of it out in pretty short order. Had a couple of boys here, so we had a welder and a grinder, and I was thinking 3 steps ahead, getting the next phase ready. So the frame's done, the back's done except for the brakes, and we're in pretty good shape. If I could get the rest of my parts to come in the mail for my my brakes, I'd be in good shape, and I'd probably be wrapping this job up. But anyway, as you can see, I'm dressed for the cold here. January finally came. It's not terrible, but it's 20s, and I can see my breath. So I just come up here to get the stove going and get things warm. But we'll have a look at where we're at here. Okay, so we got new springs, new trailing arms. This frame patch goes from there all the way up to there. We cut everything bad out. It was all over the floor. I swept up some of it. And that's all new. So hopefully that'll be good for another 20 years, but I won't have this for 20 years, but somebody will. The front's what I'm going to start on today. I'm going to get rid of that spacer block and put a real spring in there. And that same lower trailing arm, it's got some rust there in the end where the bushing is, so that's going to get swapped out on both sides. And we'll wire brush that rust off the frame, and we'll paint that up, make it look pretty anyway. And I got rotors and calipers coming for this. New pads, we'll get all that squared away, so I don't have to worry about that if I'm 500 miles from home somewhere. And this side now looks the same. Did the same. This side was nowhere near as bad. There was a little rust in the bottom parts of the frame, but I figured while I was here, I was going to get it done. This will be my next job, but that's going to wait till next winter, I think. I'm not going to dig into body work right now. I don't have a place to paint barely for this time of year, so that's going to have to wait. But that's cosmetics to me. That's not keeping it from doing things safely. So all right, that's where we are. Almost wrapping this up so we can go ice fishing. We'll check in with you later once we get things put back together. There she is. That's a wrap on that project. We can move on to bigger and better things now. Took a little ride around the sand pit there, and nothing fell off, so I guess we did okay.